I live in a suburb of Los Angeles on a small street. There are houses up and down the street, tree-lined sidewalks, and only a few street lamps. One night, I remembered that I needed to take out the trash to the curb for pickup. When I walked out, I looked up and down the street. No one was there. The street was dark and silent with a breeze that's usual for the area. When I was done, I was surprised to see a teenage girl walking down the sidewalk towards me. The streetlights were about half a block away and covered by tree branches that moved in the breeze. Because of that, the lighting she was in gave off bluish tones. She walked slowly, looking from side to side. I suspected she might have been blonde or redhead, 5'7", with a white peasant blouse on. It also appeared that she wore a gypsy skirt with sandals. Kinda like a hippie, but I've seen girls dressed this way currently, so it wasn't that out of place. She seemed lost or high, but her presence at this time of night was out of place. When she got within 15 feet, I asked her if she was okay or if she needed help. She said no, but didn't look at me. She then said, "I'm looking for my friend's house. It has an alley behind it." I told her all the houses here have alleys. She said she'd find it. She never looked at me, just at the houses. She also never stopped walking towards me. The tree branches shifted in the breeze, and the light ran across her face. At that moment, I realized she had no eyes. I could see into her eye sockets for a moment. She was 5 feet away at this point, and I was frozen in place. All I could say at this point was, "Do you want me to tell anyone anything or call them?" She walked right past me on the sidewalk. She didn't stop or look at me, but she did say, "No, I'll find them." I watched her walk about 20 feet to the tree where the street lamp was covered, and she sank into the shadow of the tree trunk on the sidewalk. I made my way home, but kept looking out my window for a few hours. I still get nervous when I walk outside around that time of night. A few years later, a street light was installed directly in front of my house. But that experience, it still gives me chills. I used to live in Glasgow, Scotland. I always felt comfortable there. It's really a special place. I wish I could go back there again. Scotland is well known for its ghosts, weird stories, and haunted castles. You just wouldn't find all of them in the usual and famous places. Now, I don't really believe in ghosts. If they were real, then we would definitely find evidence and the world would never be the same again. In 2015, my friend and I looked for a cheap flat. We visited this old house and quickly knew we would never pick it. It was a beautiful manor, 4 floors, great paintings in such a vintage style, elegant as hell. A guy showed us the rooms. When I checked by the window, I saw someone, a lady hanging laundry outside. I thought she was the owner of the house, and the guy who organized the visit was just one of our future roommates. The complete laundry service was in the garage, so I asked the guy if we could use the garden to hang our clothes since I saw the lady do it just a few minutes ago. He said there was no lady. So I assumed it was just a neighbor. When we walked into the garden, I looked for the clothes. There were none. Everything I saw was a lie. Hallucination? I can't blame medication or drugs. My friend and I didn't even talk during the visit. Once we left the place, however, she grabbed my hand and told me, "We will never go back there. It's so creepy, I almost peed in my pants." We laughed. We tried to forget all the weird stuff and that lady. Who was she? Was it all in my head? I used to live in a neighborhood that was a plantation. I never experienced anything until living there. I was driving home from work. It was 9 p.m. I saw an old lady standing near my house. She was wearing a long white gown. It looked super old. Her hair was long and white down past her knees. I couldn't see her face. It was like there was a shadow over it. I parked my car and got out. I said hello, but she was walking away. She was saying things, but it sounded like gibberish. She was walking with little baby steps, like she was very fragile. I got to my door and said, "Are you okay?" She slowly turned towards me and looked at me, still speaking gibberish. She went from walking very slowly to sprinting towards me. What freaked me out was when she was sprinting. It was like she was running on air and not on the ground. I screamed and went inside. I locked my door and called 911. The police came and went searching for her, but they never found her, nor had they any reports of a woman missing or anything suspicious. When the police left, I saw the old lady from my window, walking away. Little baby steps. She had her head down. I didn't sleep good that night. The next day, my dad was in the garage, and he said that he saw the same woman, but not her face. He ignored her and went into the backyard. He then heard my 2-year-old nephew screaming because this old lady was laughing frantically at him. When my dad turned around, no one was there. We never talked about it until a year ago. When I brought it up to my mom, she looked shocked. She told me there were 2 times in the 1980s when a woman like that suddenly appeared in front of her in public, telling her if she tells anyone she can see her, a bad omen will happen. The woman disappeared when my mom blinked. I don't know if this is the same exact lady, but this is too scary. I don't believe in ghosts, but I don't have any other explanation for this. A few weeks ago, me and a group of friends explored an abandoned mall near my place. I know it sounds like the classic dumb teenager horror movie skit, but just hear me out. Because of COVID, it's been a while since we've hung out together. After we all got the vaccine, we decided, hey, why not do a little get-together? Originally, the plan was just to get some food and eat at the park. So after we ate and hung out some more, we realized it started to get dark and decided to go home. We live around the same neighborhood, so we all headed the same way. But on the way, we saw this big-ass mall with no cars or anything there. It had mold all around it and cracks in the walls. That's when one of my friends decided that he was going to prove he wasn't a baby back bitch. I didn't want to go in, but me and my group didn't want to just leave him there. Plus, I was kind of curious. Like I said before, the place was pretty worn down, and there were parts of the ceiling hanging down, and there was graffiti on the wall. So when my friend opens his mouth again and suggests that we split up, I didn't like the idea. But at least we all weren't going in alone. We all explored different areas of the mall. Me and my friend went to explore the 3rd floor. The whole time I felt like I was being watched. It scared the shit out of me. To make it even worse, as we were exploring, my friend decided he'd go alone. He just left me when I wasn't looking. My dumbass didn't notice this, so I turned around and realized he left me. At this point, it was really starting to get dark, so I decided to just leave because I couldn't take this shit anymore. That's when I saw the back door of one of the stores being open. But I swore it was closed when I went past this area. That wasn't the only thing that was off. The whole store was trashed. It wasn't like the other stores. They were all empty and just had cracks and mold on the walls. This one still had clothing racks and shelves, even some clothes still on the hangers. I ignored it at first because I thought that maybe the employees forgot to remove them. But now they were trashed. They looked like they were pulled off the wall and thrown on the ground. The tables were broken, some of the clothes were even ripped apart. It looked like a bunch of wild animals came in and tore the whole store to shreds. There were even a few claw marks on the walls. How can the whole store be trashed like this in only a few minutes without me noticing? That's when I saw 2 eyes in the room at the back door. It opened its mouth and started to growl. I was frozen. I didn't know what the fuck it was. Then it smiled. It fucking smiled at me. It looked like it was mocking me. The teeth were sharp but human. Thoughts of what it was went through my mind, especially what it might do to me. I needed to get the fuck out of there fast. It was creeping me out and I had to leave. The whole place felt off and I felt like I was being watched the whole time. And now, this happens? I finally built up enough courage and turned around and sprinted downstairs, never looking back. Even if it wasn't chasing me, even if it wasn't real, I didn't want to make sure, because the tiny chance that it wasn't just my imagination scared the shit out of me. I screamed for everyone to come downstairs as I ran. Nobody came. Nobody even answered. I just continued running. I ran until I got home. I locked all the doors and closed all the windows. My mom watched me like I was some crazy person. I told her everything. She told me I was probably being a scaredy cat and that was just my mind playing tricks on me. Maybe it was. But then again, I don't want to find out. It's been a while since it happened. I called and texted my friends to see if they were okay, and they told me they left early and that they called for me, but I didn't answer, so they just assumed I left. I didn't question them, since honestly, I just want to get over this. Nothing happened afterwards, but sometimes I do feel like I'm still being watched. But you know what? It's probably just my imagination. I decided to go to a ghost town a few hours from my house because I was bored and so was my significant other. We did our usual snack packing, dog prepping, and car loading. We like to pack out for a few days on a day trip, just in case. We had driven the same route before to get to the town, and we wanted to go a different way to see more of the old decrepit buildings and mining facilities. Our trip was completely normal until we hit Phillipsburg, Montana. Phillipsburg is a small tourist town on the outskirts of Granite Ghost Town. Cool town, too. We went through town, which was relatively empty for that time of year, but we didn't think much of it. As we went through town to get to the unpaved road, we noticed things looked a bit different, but we didn't think much of that either. We saw the usual tourists on quads and side-by-sides heading up, so we followed suit in my car. After a while, we had to turn around because the road still had snow and was pretty washed out. I didn't want to force my way up there only to get stuck out of cell range. We came back down the road, took a random turn because why not? We spent half an hour roaming around, going where I could fit my car, until we hit what looked like to be a tailing pile left in the 50s when the mining operation was still going. In that area was a burned down, or blown up, facility that processed ore. Parts were scattered everywhere. It's a mess. We took another random turn after taking some pictures and ended up on another unpaved road. I wedged my car through trees, between rocks. About 3/4 of the way through, something hit my car. It was loud enough to scare me, so I stopped. I grabbed my pistol from my glove box and checked it out. The first thing I noticed was a god-awful smell, but there wasn't anything dead around me that I could see. Turns out a stick had hit the roof of my car. The only way for it to have hit my car would have been if it was thrown. My significant other told me I was overreacting. I agreed and got back in the car. A little while later, the same thing happened. I got out, smelled sulfur, got spooked, and kept trekking forward to find a spot to turn around. The road kept getting more narrow, to the point of almost losing grip on the passenger side off a cliff. I finally turned around and headed back to where I turned off, and that's when I saw something. Big, black, almost clear. It just sat there, watching, waiting, hoping for me to fuck up somehow. It felt evil, cold even. Like it wasn't supposed to be there. Maybe I wasn't supposed to be there. I hauled ass out of there, hitting rocks and everything else in my path. I don't know what I saw, but it wasn't natural, and was not pleased to see me. Likewise, I guess.